Okay, so Fizah, finally, we are doing this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally. When you say finally too, what do you mean? Like, finally the time has come. Or finally we've managed to make time for this.
Finally, a podcast that I am potentially going into, and I have you with me. Yeah. Mashallah.
I guess one of the things that probably we should get into would be like, macam, what's our intention for this? Like, what do we want out of this podcast? Maybe you can start first.
Well, okay, I just love to bring people together, and I realize that, alhamdulillah, in my network, in my circle of friends, right, there are people with a lot of things, good things to share that may benefit the community. So what better ways, right, is there other than to do this podcast lah? When you listen to people who are like subject matter experts in various areas, right,
true.
you actually learn a lot from them as well. So it's a two-way thing, right?
Which is exactly my reason.
Your intention. Correct.
So because like, I feel like, there was a period of time I was also thinking like, hey, Fizah want to start a podcast. But true, same thing. Like, the difference is you went ahead and tried to do it yourself, right? I never even had the...
Because you've been too busy.
I guess. And also maybe a bit too worried, because I am an overthinker, so I think a lot. And then 5 years later, I'm like, hey, I am sitting with you doing a podcast.
No, it's not 5 years.
Like right now, I guess for me, the same thing. Like I wish to learn. One of the things that I love about my job as a producer is the opportunity for me to learn. And the learning from different aspects, or learning from different industries even. So I guess this gives me the opportunity, the platform, to meet different people, learn from them, and things that, especially things that you can apply in your own life to make better. At the end of the day, we all want to be better people, and we want to hope for a better world, right?
Yeah. I just hope that those people that I have in mind, and in my close circle, right, they are okay to come forward to share.
Yeah, me too. So I'm also hoping that so this is drop hint for those people who are watching, who knows us. We're gonna be calling you soon. So anyway, so yeah, and then talking about like, all these things that we hope for, things that we love, I'm thinking, what if like the topic that we can talk about today will be something to do with love? What do you think?
Love. Okay, so what's your definition of love?
A definition. Wow, you're going straight into Webster. Let's go into Cambridge Webster. Wow. Okay, let's go.
Okay, my definition of love are actually very, I would say, probably just scratching the surface. Yeah, it's something that you like very much lah, right? But of course, there are deeper meaning to love, and what you love, and how does love shape everything else in your life, and whether you let love take over you. Okay, that's that.
Songs. Are we quoting songs? Yeah. No, I'm kidding. No, but yeah.
The love of sharing.
Yeah, the love of sharing. Yeah, I think. Well, I guess. Yeah, that's very true. Like, I agree. It definitely has something to do with extreme liking of something that goes around passion and all those things, right? Like with regards to love, I also feel like the minute somebody says love, you think like, oh, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, but there's also, love between family units, like your brothers, sisters, parents. There's also love between friends also, right?
As a child, I love my grandparents a lot.
Same.
My grandparents, they are like my role models.
Oh my God.
I mean, my parents, of course, around, but they are busy working. So I spend a lot of time with my grandparents, right? Yeah, and I love to study. I was a nerd. Yeah, so studying
cannot be it, but okay.
Give me a sense of satisfaction, like, when you do well in tests and exams.
Okay. But I think one of the bigger things that I find, like, especially when it comes to excelling, right, in studies and all that, sometimes there's also this weight of having to make someone else happy.
Oh,
someone else you love happy. So because you get on it.
I can relate to that. Because so I mentioned grandparents and love to study, right? The reason why I love to study is because I wanted to do well, and it's because I wanted to give my grandparents a better life. My grandparents, they were actually road sweepers. They sapu HDB block. So like during school holidays, right, I would follow them, and I would actually help them to push the the trolley.
That is awesome,
Trolley tung
Rozi.
sampah, yeah. So because of that, right, I was like, okay, I love my grandparents a lot. I want to give them a better life. And I saw how like people look at them and look at me like, what is this young girl doing helping the grandparents? Isn't she supposed to be like studying or something like that? Time tu macam K2, primary 1 like that, like during school holidays. Yeah, so the love for my grandparents to give them a better life. Translates to love to study. Then people say Malay not good in maths, cannot do well in maths. I make sure I major in maths and I actually did it. And
So wait, are you the kind of person like you take on challenges? Like basically, if somebody tells you that you can't do something, you'll do your best to do it and do it well. Is it?
yeah, subconsciously. Yeah. But it's not to like, I don't know. I don't have.
Dia bukan, no. It's not to like prove to people. Oh my God.
yeah.
It's just, it's something that is inside. It's like, macam, no. I can do it. It's to prove yourself, is it?
No, maybe too young then. Just
That's true. Like I think when it comes to love, to sometimes the question is, do we love it more? That macam, for example, like if there's an activity that you're doing, because you say, oh, I love doing this activity, but is it because you love the activity because of the activity itself, or what the activity
means to you or
you
brings
feel?
you, right?
Yeah. So for example, like if you say, I love playing football, right? Actually, I don't. Can't even kick a ball. But like, if someone says, like, oh, I love playing football, and the reason is like, oh, it's because it makes me feel healthy, or it makes me feel rejuvenated, and I feel so energetic after a football session, and I love that feeling.
Or is it because you want to prove to someone somewhere that
So
you can play football very well?
So actually, like this topic of love too is big. I feel like it's huge. It's like very difficult to even try to put it in a box, because it does not fit in a box, and it's never meant to fit in a box. You know what I mean? So it's not really about trying to dissect why and kenapa benda ni you love sangat. What is it that makes you love, pros and cons? And like you want to like, oh, because it's so much pros, I will love it. Because it's so much cons, I wouldn't love it. It's more towards like, if it's really meant for you, shake it off.
Yeah. So loving something or someone or an event or something, loving too much,
Yeah, okay. Then that's that.
In our adulthood, then we realize, right, loving something too much may not be good for you.
I guess also that then it deserves its own name, because then it's not love, it's more like
Obsession.
And of course, anything of extremities is never good, right?
Yeah.
So I guess in this case, tiba-tiba buka topik je pasal love. Heavy lagi.
In this case, as in this podcast, right? As in how it came about and all that.
Yeah.
It's really in the name of wanting to, in the name of loving to share and just wanting to come together in hope that we can learn and share what we learn and bring people who also love to share.
Yeah, love to share.
Yeah. And disclaimer, we are not experts in any subject matter. Or maybe for me, real estate lah. Can I claim that?
Oh yeah.
And for you, it's script writing. And
no. I cannot claim that.
Yes.
No, I guess
just being humble.
No.
Yes. Yeah, but we hope to go into subjects where we really can bring on board people who are really good at them lah.
I guess macam one of the things that we are also hoping to do is hear these people's stories, and not only hear the good parts of it, like we want to hear the also the bad parts, like the negative aspects, maybe the challenges that they face and how they overcome it, or if they are still facing those challenges and how they are still overcoming it. I think those are the things that probably would help our listeners, elevate their life, if they ever found themselves in such positions. I got a question. So you said love and then family, right? No, I have a question for you. Okay. You know how sometimes when you love someone so much, you want to shelter them from pain, right? But sometimes truth brings pain, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree? Like sometimes...
So is that love?
No. For me, it's like, how do you maneuver? Let's just say you have this particular person, right? Like, you love so much, but you know that you need to tell this person something that would probably crush them. So what do you do?
I know, right?
And I think it's something that a lot of people
We need a love expert.
Yeah, that one really, alamak, why is this topic today? Maybe we should do a part 2.
Yeah,
Love experts, anyone out there, hands up.
Yeah, I mean, I did ask my teacher, as in our spiritual teacher, like how to break this news to someone I love about something, right? Yeah, so the hard truth is that you really got to do it. Yeah, if you really love, you got to do it.
Yeah.
But you can't bring yourself to do it,
Because
right?
you're afraid of hurting that person, right?
Yeah.
But
And
so how?
my struggle is now that I have not done it, right?
Yeah.
Is it because I don't love that person enough? You know what I mean? It's really tough.
Tough, huh? Then if you think about it, right? When you talk about love in that sense, right? Then love actually has levels. Like that means like if I really, really, really love this person, I would do that. But if I love this person, but I know I don't like not crazy love, then I wouldn't. Is it like that?
I don't know.
Cannot be,
Sometimes
right?
there's also an element of fear, right?
Yeah, that's true, that's
fear
true.
what would happen after that.
Oh, so you'll be like 80% love, 20% fear. No.
50. I don't know. We can
Yeah, calculate that.
yeah.
But I think I agree. Like I believe that there's some things that needs to be said because you love that person. But at the same time, nothing is ever black and white.
Yeah.
There's always the gray area, right?
Correct. And by not saying it, by not doing it like now,
Yeah.
even though you know the gravity of it, right?
Yeah.
Again, like I asked, right? Does it mean that I don't really love that person? It's something that
I have to think about so much to myself. Maybe we should, have this conversation next time with people out there. Cik,
You know, like interview.
yeah. Interview. You will go out there.
As in the expert.
Yeah, like whoever who's able to probably.
No, I was
tell us
thinking
about
you were suggesting a poll, like go around asking.
Yeah.
Like. How
But I was
do you
just thinking like through social media, actually like,
okay.
hello, have you got something to say about love?
No, I said,
Yeah.
you bring a news to somebody you love.
Yeah, how?
Yeah.
How? Like what? What is, I guess there's no proper way just to do it. It's like ripping a band-aid off, people say. But then again, are we also being idealistic? Like, oh yeah, just pull the band-aid off. Hurt after 2 days, 3 days. Okay, nanti lah.
So there are love counselors and love experts.
Because it's actually much more complex on that, right?
Yeah. I do know of this group of people. They call themselves the love experts. Not
they?
that.
Are they?
Yeah. And they really coach people on how to manage such situations lah. Yeah, maybe we should.
We should see them.
No, we should engage them. Yeah.
So like, all this talk about love, kind love, being in love with things and all that, with people, even for that matter, sitting on a vibrating phone. Okay. I'm also wondering, like, haven't you ever had a situation whereby you love something and then you fell out of love with it? Like, suddenly now you don't love it anymore.
Yeah.
Pernah?
Yeah, pernah. Right.
Like for you apa?
Like attending gatherings and parties and mingling sessions, networking sessions.
Yeah. Because was that like a job thing or
yeah, and I mean during uni days also lah. Right?
Oh, right. Yeah, like socializing, with your friends, especially like, to I guess it's also macam, in a way, you're also trying to get out there, make friends and like, build contacts, I guess.
But as you age, as I age, I realize that, it gets very tiring. Yeah, and I don't enjoy it anymore. I don't love it anymore. Last time was like, every weekend, let's go for, gatherings and parties and but then, now after working, days of work at home, you just don't want to talk sometimes.
Is it like mainly because like you have a daughter, like, you have a family already. Is it because of that? Because I do realize that sometimes, like with my friends, even, there are a lot of friends that I haven't met for the longest time. And it's not that because like we fought or anything. It's just that, time happened. Like growing up happened. Being old happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think it's because of that? That's why you decided like, hey, it's not really sure.
But like, gatherings or other catch-up sessions would be just like maybe 1, 2, and 3 friends.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like a smaller circle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it happen to you?
Yeah.
So?
Well, yeah, I guess in a way.
You're much younger, so you still got energy.
How much younger? No, I'm Burj lah, right? Am I very much younger than you? No lah, cannot be. I think, it doesn't matter what our age is, I guess, but we are probably at the same point in our lives where we are having a family with young kids, For me, Of course, there are things in my life I always wondered. Like, I used to love to dance. Like, I was thinking, oh, dance. Like, which I used to perform, with friends and all those things. But and then slowly, obviously, as I grew older, I guess my limbs are also like, are saying, no, Fizah, no more Fizah. But on top of that, it's also like this desire that just died.
Right.
Like, macam, there's like the fire that just...
You can't really explain, right?
You can't explain it. Like, it's just not meant for you anymore. It's just not any more relatable or any more relevant in your life at that moment in time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I guess macam when it comes to like falling out of love with these kind of things, you know that eventually they have an expiry date. I mean, we're talking about that, like having the expiry date, right? Like, I always think like, when it comes to love, like even jodoh, for example, like when you meet your partner and all that, me and my husband always says the same thing. When you have, people say like, oh, kalau ada jodoh, like if there's jodoh, you will get married. Jodoh to meet your soulmate, you meet your soulmate and all that. But maybe for me, it's like, Allah said you'll have this jodoh, but He didn't say it'll last forever. You get what I mean?
You never know, right?
You'll never know.
Yeah.
So you could love this person like, oh my goodness, I love you so much. But it's meant to only last for 6 years. You know what I mean? You'll never know. And that's what pretty much jodoh is about, right?
Yeah.
So falling out of love, I guess that also applies.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that touched me quite a fair bit because there was a moment in my life where I actually lost the love of, the love of my life, I would say.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did not mean for this to go that side.
No, but the beauty of it is, like you mentioned, right, there's an expiry date. And only Allah knows, Allah has prefixed, right? Yeah. So what happened was, before that, I guess, the definition of love at a point in time of someone is different from what I understand it to be now. Yeah. And because I lost that love, right, I realized that I yearn to, seek further into understanding what is really what love is all about, like towards someone, towards things, right? Yeah, and with that, I actually found the love of our Prophet. Like, I learned to, read more about him. Before that, like, I was a Muslim, born Muslim, alhamdulillah, and all that, but like, to really know about the
Never really took that step.
Yeah. Until now also, I don't think I know a lot about Prophet. But it was because, and my younger sister was the one who told me, Kak, the perfectest man that ever existed was actually our Prophet. So don't ever dream of such perfection in any
other human being.
Because we are also not perfect, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So with that, then, it translates into, different understanding of love. And after that, in looking at anyone who is a potential partner, right?
The standards just jumped. Like, sorry, dude.
No, not the standard jump, but the standard is actually lowered, because
know that nobody can live up to.
Yeah. And then it also defines life with regards to a life partner, and the love that defines it becomes totally different. It became totally different.
Yeah. I think also, like, I mean, now since we are like a bit going into like love for in marriage, like, for example, right, or like seeking for that person, right?
Yeah.
I also believe that it doesn't always necessarily have to start with love.
Yeah.
The love literally grows because, like, Allah knows best, right? So whoever He puts you with, right?
Yeah.
Who's meant for you for some reason.
Tell me about it.
Right? And then you're like, okay lah, memang dah ditakdirkan for us to get married and all. And then you realize along the way, my goodness, this is perfect. Like, for some reason, and I'm talking about, being married for a while, for 10 years, 12.
You've been married for?
How long already? 12, 13. I think 13.
Oh wow, mashallah. Okay.
And for me, it's like then realizing, oh my God, I really was meant for you and you were really meant for me, mashallah. And we can only make dua that this thing lasts for as long as it has been predetermined.
Yeah, that's how I got married to my husband lah. Yeah, it was just like, okay, it wasn't like love before the marriage, Yeah, we just got to know each other over a project, and there was attraction.
Yes.
Yeah, but the love part, I don't think it was. Yeah. So it was only after marriage lah. Yeah.
So now it's such a wonderful topic that we're on, right? Because eventually we see all the highs and lows of love, all the ins and outs of love, and then also we see the evolution of love. Like at this moment right now, actually I've got a very in Malay it's soalan cepu mas
For me?
yes. For us lah.
Okay, for
I
us.
can ask myself.
Okay. Now ask you back. Okay.
Okay, so question. How much do you love your life right now?
Oh, how much do I love?
How do you what's your just say it. Gitu.
I guess I'm very contented with whatever I have, and my prayer has always been like, oh Allah, don't make things worse than what it is right now. If it's meant to be better, we of course are encouraged to make dua for better things and all that. Yeah, but if it's deserving for me and it's good for my life in the hereafter, right? Yeah. So the most fearful thing is to be given something that is worse than what it is right now. Just now we are comfortable, sheltered, secured, right?
So the importance of contentment.
Yeah. Right. So I wouldn't say I mean, yeah, that question is rather tough. I love my life right now. To say that I love my life right now, right? And I don't want that kind of attachment. Yeah, we are taught not to have that kind of attachment, right? Yeah, so am I answering your question?
Yeah. I think what you are connecting love to is also the sense of contentment, which I think is also very important when it comes to love. Because like you might love something, but you also must also be contented for what that love can give you. Like, you cannot expect more out of that love. For example, like say, I hope that I love this so that I can get this. But actually, what this love can give you is this.
Yeah,
and it's what is right and what is needed.
And we only want to be loved by Allah, right? Yeah,
exactly. So at the end, for me, that's how I feel. For me, it's like if I were to ask me, Fizah, are you happy? Or are you in love with life or whatever?
You better be.
Okay. The truth is for me, it's very simple. Nothing in this life is permanent, right? At the end of the day, we are returning to Him, to our Creator, right? At the end of the day, anything that we love in life is for the sake of Him. Yeah, inshallah, it will be the one that brings us barakah, happiness, and everything that we hope for in dunya. And I think at this moment right now, having my children, having a very loving and wonderful husband. Alhamdulillah.
It's sincere.
Very sincere. Oh, goodness, it's in my heart. I think my heart is the one that's saying it. So, no, but the truth is, having such being in this situation at this moment in time, because there's nothing we can do to control in the future, nothing we can do to change the past, right? But having this moment at this point in time always keeps me on my toes, because I am always knowing that any time things can change. So it's very interesting that our first ever topic for a podcast that doesn't even have a name yet. Just so you know, everyone out there, we don't have a name yet. Okay?
At this point of recording,
kita tak ada nama. Okay. Tapi kita dah berbual pasal cinta, guys. Dah berbual pasal sayang, talking about love, but I think it's nice. I mean, I think we both are learning from each other our own perspectives about not only about love, but having in life in total. Kita dah, and then we are finding more about each other.
Yeah, and then we realize that there are different types of love, different degrees of love, different depths of love,
and then you shouldn't put love in a box.
Yeah,
right? Because it cannot remain in a box. Like, there's so many things to it. There's always the highs and the lows. And at the end of the day, yang important is contentment. Alamak, girl.
Yeah,
Pak ni tak sync.
We'd like to invite the listeners out there to share your love stories, right?
Yeah, if you have any love stories that you want to share with us, for everybody else to read up. So if there's anything that is terlalu mengaibkan, forget it, don't tell.
Yes.
Till next time.
Yeah.
Till next time.
We hope this has been
very entertaining and engaging and enriching and anything that starts with the E.
Okay then, till the next one, inshallah.
Bye.